So my personal video outreach strategy has booked over 3,000 calls in the last 12 months. And in this video, I wanted to break this down step by step so that you can do it for yourself. If you are an agency or another B2B company that's looking to grow through outbound, especially personalized email outbound, this video is for you. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is how to get leads. And before we even talk about how to get leads, what sort of leads do you want to get? And by leads in this context, I mean verified email addresses of decision makers and emails of decision makers in a niche that you want to target or niche. And why would you need to be niche down? Because it's very hard to make a video or an email or write copy or build a landing page if you're not niche down. And being niche down allows you to be more specific, and being more specific allows you to be more believable. I use an analogy quite often, which is if I was playing basketball on the weekend, or if you were playing basketball on the weekend, and you rolled your ankle really badly, and there was two painkillers. There was the rolled ankle playing basketball painkiller, and there was your regular painkiller. You're going to believe that the specific one is going to work better. Why? Just because it's more specific. When you're doing outbound, you have very little resources, e.g. a few lines of text, maybe a quick video, to persuade them, to show them that you have something of value. And so if you can be very specific, it's an easy way to essentially be more believable, okay? For example, if you say, hey, we help businesses get leads, not very specific. Hey, we help plumbing businesses get leads, slightly more specific. Hey, we help plumbing businesses get water heater installation leads, even more specific. Hey, we help plumbing businesses get water heater installation leads with people who are looking to renovate their house to get it ready for sale. Okay, so now you're being extremely specific. And which is a plumbing business going to believe more? Hey, we get leads, or hey, we help plumbing businesses, or we generate leads for plumbing businesses with people who are looking to get water heater installations in their property before getting it ready for sale. They're going to believe this way more than this, and your outbound, your copy, your video is going to perform way better. So step one is to identify a niche that you want to go after. The main thing here is you want at least 20,000 companies in the niche, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. We primarily focus on local service businesses because it's easy to build lists for. However, you can kind of do any niche you want here. There's three main data sources for generating leads. So there's LinkedIn-based data. So this is going to be stuff like Apollo, Seamless, IO, or Scrup, or stuff that enriches essentially Sales Navigator and scrapes that. This is really good for some industries, and arguably the only option for some industries, especially more like white collar industries and industries where you want like their job title. Like if you want to hit up HR managers, you're going to want to use LinkedIn based data. You're not going to be able to do like a Google Maps scrape or even set up your own scrape of another list to get HR managers. So that is LinkedIn based data, and this is the most common. The drawback is everyone uses LinkedIn-based data, so you're competing with everyone. Google Maps scrapers, we use a thing called Phantom Buster, which is this company. I wouldn't say it's the best. It's quite flexible for what we want to do, which is good when we're managing a lot of different industries and different scrapes. There's probably cheaper options on the market. If you're quite technically savvy, you can set up your own and build your own scraper. That's if you're sending out multiple millions of emails a month, okay? So there's Google Maps scrapers, and I recommend them for local service businesses. Any businesses, essentially, that generate business from restaurant near me search, or hairdresser near me, or plumbing company near me. Any of those, you want to do a Google Maps scraper, and you can probably supplement it with LinkedIn-based data. And lastly, you can set up your own list of scraping data, meaning that if you find a website that has all the real estate agents in Canada, right, and you want to scrape them, then you can go and set up your own scrape to do that. And you could either hire someone, pay them on Fiverr to go set it up, or you can figure it out yourself, okay? We use Phantom Buster to do Google Maps, and then we use Export Apollo. So essentially what that means is we will use something like Apollo to build out a list, And then instead of you paying Apollo, we'll just use the free account. This is a list that you built. You would then copy this into something like Export Apollo, and that would go and export it for you. So that's essentially how we build our list. We recommend that you need a minimum total addressable market of 20,000 companies, an absolute minimum. Okay. You will then likely be able to find verified email addresses for 50 of them. So that'll leave you with 10,000. And you want to send sort of a minimum of 2,000 to 3,000 personalized videos to them per month, which means that to go through that list and go through that list and go through that list, you would give it 3 to 4 months between sending. Why would you want to go through the list again? Because the goal here isn't to build a strategy that works for 2 months. It's to build a strategy that works for 2 years. So you just need a big enough target market that either it lasts you for 2 years, and that would be a huge target market. More likely, you would just go through it every 4 to 6 months, ideally. An obvious one, but make sure to verify your emails before sending. We use Million Verifier and some others. They're all relatively similar. You can also take it a step further and use software that verifies catch-all emails. That's for another video. And you would use a verification tool. If you don't, you will get your email accounts blocked, essentially, because there's going to be some emails on there which aren't real emails. They're going to bounce. And then when you have a whole series of bounces, Google and Microsoft essentially are not very happy and stop your emails from landing in the primary inbox. The next thing I want to talk about is planning your video script. This is something that most people get wrong. And after years of doing this, our script has constantly been rewritten. But what I can give you is a link to a script that you can put into ChatGPT to write it for your own industry. So let's say that you are going after breweries and you're wanting to get them more corporate events. Then you're going to copy this into ChatGPT, or I'll pick a different one. Let's say I did it earlier for plumbing companies, but let's just say you want to help furniture shops, and you get them job types, you connect them with offices. So what it's going to do is write the script. I'm going to read through the script how I'd recommend you reading through it, and you'll notice that the script is super important, but also what's super important is how you record it. Okay, because most people use this script as an opportunity to pitch their services, which is not the purpose of the video and the script. The purpose of the video and the script is to seem genuine, real, and like you have something of value. So this is how you would go through it. Hey, I hope you're well. This is Hawani Taylor here. I know it's a little bit strange getting a video via email, but the reason I'm reaching out to you today is I have something that you might be quite interested in. We help residential and commercial furniture shops generate more business throughout the year by connecting them with offices that need quality furnishing. This kind of covers everything from complete fit outs to new premises to refresh existing workspaces. These are often turnkey projects like outfitting open plan areas or supplying ergonomic desks and chairs for growing teams, but this can also include sort of reception area makeovers, meeting room updates, or bespoke kind of storage options. And there was 2 reasons why I wanted to reach out and make this video for you today. Firstly, from what we're seeing in the market, there's a lot of opportunity right now for what you guys are doing. But secondly, you guys have a great reputation. And for us, that's super important because we only want to connect furniture shops with suppliers who are actually good and keen to take on more work. Now, I wasn't sure what the best way to reach out to you was, so I thought I'd make you a quick video, and hopefully you appreciate the personal touch. I'd love to unpack this over a quick call and see whether office projects and the sort of offices we can bring to you sort of lines up with the types of work that you guys specialize in. I think you could be a great fit. And so if you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Shoot me a quick reply to this email and we can take it from there. Thanks very much. So as you can see from that, it's very low key, casual. I've got an opportunity. I think that we can help make you money. That's kind of the idea around the script. And you can see how if a furniture shop received that, they'd be like, this is quite interesting. This could be an opportunity to make money. Okay, so there's going to be a link to this below the video. And now I'm going to talk a little about recording. And we don't actually use Loom to make these videos. We used to use Loom, and then we wanted to increase the volume. So we use something like Pitchlane. So essentially what Pitchlane does, and if I can log in, I can show you what an example video is. So we would shoot that script once, and these a whole lot of campaigns that we've got going. So we would shoot this video once, and we'd just do camera only, and then that would get overlaid to each individual prospect's website. And you can see how I talk about my name, and it's overlaid with their website where I talk about their reputation, but nowhere does it actually say the company name at all. So you can record this once and overlay it on every single prospect's website, and they'll all feel like, or majority of them will feel like, they're getting a personalized video. And it's so much easier than sitting at your desk and shooting 20 to 200 Loom videos a day, which can be a super draining task and isn't a fantastic way to scale your business. So we use Pitchlane. And then what would happen is, I'll just show you an example of what the video would look like. So the video would look something like this, where it's overlaid onto the prospect's website, and there's a video in the corner, right? And so it does a little bit of a website scroll, and the prospect can feel like they've got a personalized video to them. So that's how we shoot it. And I would recommend using Pitchlane, or there's other tools out there on the market. We're friends with the boys over at Pitchlane, so we're obviously a bit biased, but there is other tools on the market that you can use. There is two things that I want to say when it comes to recording the video, and I'm just going to reiterate it because I did say it earlier. The number one mistake is people are trying to sell. You're not trying to sell. Sitting there and saying, "Hi, my name is Hawani, and I am the owner and founder of Carrots Not Sticks," you're going to shoot yourself in the foot immediately, because now they're just shields up prepping for you to pitch them something. If you start with like, "Hey, hope you're well, sorry, I know this is a bit strange," then it's a lot more casual. They're probably a lot more intrigued, and they're going to watch way more of the video. A good sign that you've done this right is when someone says, "Hey, sorry, I'm not interested at the moment. We've already done this," whatever excuse, "but I really appreciate you making that video for me." That means you're doing the right thing, because you're getting positive sentiment replies from people who don't want to buy your stuff. Okay, so keep that in mind. So email subject plus copy. This is another area which is super complex. And so what I've done is I have put in a whole lot of copy that's currently working for us that you can go through, as well as the reply rate and the core booking rate on everything. So I'll show you what this means. So let's just pull up this one. Decking and patio. So this is for an agency that helps decking and patio companies grow. Okay, and they're a marketing agency. "Hey, first name, do you have capacity for any additional jobs in the coming months? We help decking and patio companies grow by increasing lead flow, mostly residential jobs in the local area." Okay, typically this results in 4 to 6 new jobs per month. Lots of them are people who have either just purchased or who are renovating their property for sale. Specific outcome to make it believable. All right. Would love to have a chat. Happy to just share what we do, and you can take the info and run. Best regards. And then we follow up with the video in the second email. So this is where the thumbnail GIF of the video gets embedded. Why do we send the video in the second email? Because deliverability is going to be a huge problem if you're sending in the first email. Okay, so you want to send it in the second email. Otherwise, your email account is going to get shut down most of the time. There are some edge cases. We've had some clients where we've been running their campaign for 18 months now, and the video's in the first email and it's still working, so we haven't touched it. But if you're just getting your feet wet with this, I would say send it in the second email. Otherwise, you're not going to really know what's happening, because you're not going to be able to have enough data to diagnose, hey, is this a video in the first email issue, or is this an issue with the copy or the video? So when it comes to writing this copy, what you want to do is you either take two approaches. You're either going to take an outcome-based approach. Hey, we can help get you this outcome. Let me know if you're interested to talk more, and then a video supplementing that. Or you're going to have some sort of lead magnet. If it's an outcome-based approach, you need to make sure that the prospect sees it as an opportunity to make money or grow their business. Okay, so have a look at these, and you'll be able to deduce how we do that. This is, I'll just show you some outcome. We connect blue collar staffing agencies with high quality employers and thought you could be a good fit. on average, we help agencies onboard 2 to 3 clients each month. This is the outcome, okay? This is an outcome-based angle. Another angle you can take is the lead magnet angle, and this is for plumbing companies. Would you be interested in a free analysis showing how many leads other local plumbing companies are getting and where they're coming from? Maybe some companies like this, and then we use AI to pull in their 2 main competitors in the area, all right? So when you are doing this, either have an outcome which is desirable, or you're going to do a lead magnet. And when you do a lead magnet, the safest approach is to offer something that they would otherwise pay for. If you look through it through that framework, then you're not going to have an issue with your lead magnet, okay? And again, just to reiterate, you're going to be sending the video in the second email. And finally, sending emails. So now we're ready to send out the emails, which is where lots of agencies struggle with at the beginning, because it is a little bit technical. But to be fair, the tools have gotten so good these days that you can set up and send out within an hour just through Smart Lead or Instantly. So you're going to go to either Instantly or you're going to go to Smart Lead. You're going to use one of these 2 tools to get going. These even allow you to buy all your email accounts within the app, within the website now. We use Smart Lead, but Instantly is great as well. So whichever one you'd want to go with. We're pretty conservative when it comes to sending emails. We tend to send 3 emails per day per inbox and 1 follow-up. So there's only 2 emails in the sequence. We send 3 emails per day per inbox, and we 7 days a week. This would mean to get to the 3,000 outreaches, you want to set up 30 inboxes. And typically you'd do 2, or it's just typical, some people do more, 3 inboxes per domain. We buy through resellers, but you can just set up natively in Smart Lead and Instantly if you want to get going faster. Resellers is essentially someone who is buying inboxes on bulk from Google and Microsoft and can sell them to you at a cheaper price. Or we also use MailReef as an SMTP provider to provide some differentiation to our pool of emails, because one week Google might be going well, another week Microsoft might be going well, another week they're both down and you want a third option, which is where SMTP providers come in. But I'm not necessarily going to dive deep into that on this video. So just to recap, how to get leads, pick a niche. There's 3 types of ways that you can scrape data, and you'd want to pick a niche which has at least 20,000. I've got a link to the video script, which is going to be down below. This is talking about recording it. I've got a link to some email copy, which can be found down below as well. And then you're going to send it through Smart Lead or Instantly. And you can buy email addresses, email accounts through resellers or natively in Instantly or Smart Lead. We help agencies book calls, and we do so on a pay per call basis. So there's also a link down below if you want to have a chat with me or somebody in our team about potentially setting that up for you. I hope you found some value in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.